Hello, my name's John. I'm a cryptocurrency trader for more than 5 years now. Today, I'd like to compare two cryptocurrency platforms, Bitmex and Bitseven. You can't imagine what I've just found and what conclusions I got from these facts, but here they are.
I traded on a promoted Bitmex, and to say the least, I was not satisfied. So I started wondering if such cool platforms should work in this manner, and decided to find out who and how much commissions are in for the grabs, whether there really is a shortage of liquidity, and why are there other sticks in the wheels that the platform throws, making it difficult for the trader to trade and work normally. I began climbing on different forums to see if I could land a more value-adding platform, but without all the promotion and fake hype.
I was stunned by how much Bitmex earns from me. I decided to test a few options and discovered the Bitseven platform.
This is not a promoted site at all, but it is so intuitive and simple, and it comes only with the most necessary functions. I am truly fascinated by its interface. I don't understand why is everything so complicated at Bitmex. There are so many unnecessary functions. Everything is veiled, and over time, you learn that there are so many good entry points that you could easily miss. Nevertheless, time is money. The other big problem faced by traders who trade on Bitmex is the constant overload of the platform. How to work orders keep piling up in the pending list. I don't have any control over them. Only Bitmex knows what the results will be like, or rather, how much minus will be on your account. They need to increase resources and expand their support for higher liquidity service. Rather than playing with people's brains, they ought to focus on improving their services, because at the moment, customers aren't getting the quality that they seek.
I decided to test Bitseven and see how this platform works. I was pleasantly surprised. Despite having the largest liquidity, the platform remains stable and works without interruptions. In terms of volume, they have a very good binding, and this is a big plus. I'll be leaving the link in the description of the video below. Feel free to check it out. For me, it was quite useful.
The other key difference between hype platforms and the normal adequate Bitseven involves the clarity of the quotation and how exactly is it considered. On the mega cool Bitmex, I was faced with the fact that I could not understand the quotations chart immediately, despite the volume of transaction. How much does this or that coin cost against the dollar? I was completely unaware of it.
It seems that there is a motto at Bitmex to complicate everything and to show data to clients in the most complicated of manners, and I fail to understand why.
I repeat once more, there is so much time wasted on calculating how much a coin is against the dollar. Is it profitable to enter a transaction or not? While you are sitting and counting, the price can go to the side 10 times.
Worst of all, when you try to close a transaction, having spent so much time studying the quotations, and you think that you are in a plus and you can close, but by the time you make that decision, it turns out that the price of Bitcoin has changed and you are in fact in a minus.
Why? Because the coins on Bitmex are linked and quoted relatively only to Bitcoin. Bitseven does not have such a thing. All the coins are quoted in dollars, and it is immediately clear how much plus minus it is. You do not have to spend a lot of time to calculate the position. This is especially convenient in situations when you need to make a quick decision on the transaction.
Another notable difference between promoted platforms like Bitmex and the less promoted platforms like Bitseven. On Bitseven, there is no restriction on the timing of Bitcoin withdrawal.
For example, on Bitmex, I do not understand again why they did this. It defies my logic. But the client can remove his Bitcoin only up to 13 UTC, or in the next day, and again just up to 13 UTC. This is strange, at least strange because this is my account. When I want, then I withdraw. When I meet that kind of nonsense, then I start to think that Bitmex uses my fund for their own purposes. Yes, it makes me think so, friends. Continuing to trade on the two platforms at once, I began to see more and more the difference. For example, the liquidity provision. Of course, Bitmex decided to stand out here and offer the best. Trading participants limit its liquidity because of this. There is a lack of liquidity, and this can lead to a degrading of the price from the average prices of the main exchanges, which in other things happen. Then again, I have a question. Is not there a dealing of Bitmex? Yes, it is not a rhetorical question. Bitseven applies the liquidity of the large cryptocurrency changes, and there is the possibility of placement of sources of prices in case of force majeure circumstances, and on the basis of that I can be completely sure that you are buying and selling at reasonable prices. I don't pay too much interest. I do not know how for you, but for me it is a significant plus and advantage from the unexpected events in the crypto market. This is another questionable rule of Bitmex. It is funding every 8 hours in addition to the mandatory fees that the client is obliged to pay depending on the situation of the market. On Bitseven, we do not meet that kind of thing. This is all simple and clear. There are commissions that we know of beforehand, and that's all, without taking into account the market situation and other strange conditions. And probably I have one more conclusion that I will talk about. This is more true for large players. Bitmex applies a policy of limiting the risks to all accounts. So when a trader increases the size of the position, the condition for customers gets worse. For someone who trades with a deposit more than 2 Bitcoin, Bitmex increases the initial and maintenance margin, reduces the maximum leverage, and degrades the price of liquidation. In addition, this is strange, at least because unusually, on the contrary, with larger accounts playing better conditions, there is the loyalty of company and everything. Nevertheless, Bitmex decided to cut all wings and limitless possibilities of crypto trading. On Bitseven, there is no such rule because Bitseven broadcasts code from 3 major exchanges. There are no such liquidity problems as on Bitmex. You can safely open transactions up to 200 Bitcoin without any restrictions and degrading of condition. Therefore, it is more profitable for traders with large deposits to trade on Bitseven because on Bitseven they can use their capital more efficiently and get more income than on Bitmex.
Summarizing all of the above, I just want to note that we can no longer trust ultra cool platforms like Bitmex any longer. Bitseven offers far more superiority and advantage, and for good reasons. I decided for myself that I will not return to Bitmex. Everything is so unclear and there are unreasonable conditions and restrictions. Bitseven, this is the platform that I trust 100% because I understand every rule, every condition and every function. Register on Bitseven today and try it yourself. All links are provided in the description below.